Hello, HalfPint here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video. First stream of the new year. We are live in 2023. As always, I have a couple of YouTube videos to start things out with, and the first one I wanted to take a look at, I mean, with the title like this and posted 9 hours ago, who can resist? It's Audit the Audit. A lot of people are familiar with this channel. It's an audit channel. Yeah, here there's a police chief that thinks he's above the law. I can only imagine he was pulled over for something legitimate and is trying to get out of the ticket / threaten, you know, like, you don't want to do this, that sort of thing. I don't know though, but we're gonna take a look. It should be a train wreck. It should just be terrible. So we're gonna check that out. It's loud.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers lawful orders, traffic stops, and ghost tags, and is brought to us by 11 Alive's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give
I don't know what ghost tags are, but I'm not surprised it was traffic stops.
them the credit that they deserve. On August 25th, 2022, two unidentified police officers from the Molina Police Department in Molina, Georgia, pulled over Chief Jonathan Hemphill of the nearby Zebulon Police Department. The interaction between the three officers was captured by the body-worn camera of one of the Molina officers.
I mean, already there, you have like major ego at play, I feel like, because it's like deputies from a different precinct, a different like station, and he's chief to a different area. So I feel like already there, you're gonna run into a whole like, don't you know who I am? You can't f***ing do this, or like you guys don't realize who you're dealing with. That sort of in-group, out-group between the two stations. So I feel like already, I mean, like, who hasn't seen Super Troopers, right? Like, Highway Patrol and State Patrol hated each other, or the State Troopers hated each other. And it was just because of an ego thing, you know? Not that I'm saying Super Troopers is a basis, like, I'm saying this, like, that's not an unheard of sort of idea, that, like, there is a, like, competitiveness within being a cop and belonging to certain stations under certain chiefs that makes you know, like, this is our jurisdiction, this is our case, that sort of thing, you know. There is ego involved.
Officers.
Clearly.
What are you doing? Here, you go out.
Say hello. Was that illegal?
No, no, sir. The reason why we're stopping you is because it's a window tint violation.
I blinked my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Yes, sir. Well, we didn't know with it. That's not.
Yeah, that doesn't change the tint law. Like, I love that. Like, you pulled me over saying hello. That's illegal. That's illegal. When's that illegal? I'm sorry. I thought this is America. And then this guy's just saying, like, yeah, it was just because of the window tint. Well, I turned on the blue lights. That doesn't address what he just said at all. And it's even funnier because, like, there's so many fucking memes about, like, people getting pulled over and them literally taking that electronic device and slipping it on people's windows and giving them tickets for tint. And people being like, oh, yeah, really protecting and serving. I feel so safe now. Thank you, officer. Just like that, because it's such a stupid crime to police. Like, it's just dumb to focus on. And they make so much money off of it, like state departments, or not state departments, but police departments in ultimately the government, state government. But it's just so stupid. And so for him to get in trouble for the same thing, it just kind of, I don't know. That seems like a little bit of poetic justice.
It's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. Okay. That tag's not even on file.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's not a tag. An unofficial tag would be officially not a tag, is what I'm hearing. And he was just saying that's not a government tag, and you basically just backed him up. Like, that's not a government tag. And then, yeah, no, it's unofficially a tag. It's not even on file. Yep, I believe that's what I was just saying. You can see that we agree that there is a problem then. So here you are in a car with sirens that's not marked as a government vehicle, you know, and it's got like an illegal tint. I like how, who's to say you're not just some rando impersonating a cop with dark windows, you know? Literally watched a clip of a 19-year-old the other day doing that.
Yes, well, we have to catch up the bill to run it and everything like that, sir.
So I won't blink my blue lights at you next time. I'll let you just sit there. I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebulon.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Polk worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by, and now you're pulling me over.
After the Molina officers pulled him over,
Jesus Christ. This guy is waving everything in this dude's face. Your chief worked for me. I'm his daddy. Don't you understand? I'm his daddy. I raised him. Now you think you can work for my boy and arrest me? I'm sorry. It's gonna be hell to pay. I'm gonna beat my son, and then my son's gonna beat you. How about that? Like, holy shit, dude, none of that matters. Like, it doesn't matter if this dude's chief used to work for you, worked for you at this place or wherever the fuck. You're getting pulled over. Like, I mean, like, I'm not surprised. He looks like a thumb. He's molding. Like, all the standard classics are there. But, like, just chill the fuck out. Take a breath. I know you're not used to being on this side of the oppression, but, like, it's gonna be all right.
Hemphill got out of his vehicle and approached them before they had even exited their cruiser.
Yeah, no, that will get you killed most of the time, I feel like. Like, the amount of times the officers, like, freak out if someone even opens their door and start pointing guns and yelling, like, get back in the car, hands out! You know, it's, like, insane. But obviously the reason this guy can get away with it is because he looks like this, you know? He's a white guy in a suit, driving a nicest car. Like, unfortunately, they're going to stereotype that is not feeling threatened, you know? Which is basically just, in and of itself, like, a dog whistle.
Cruiser. Although the universal advice given by law enforcement agencies and civil rights advocates alike is for drivers and passengers.
I guess not a dog whistle, more of like dog whistle-ish behavior. Like, oh, well, naturally you don't feel threatened. I understand, you know, that sort of thing.
To remain in the vehicle unless the officer asks them to exit the vehicle. It is typically not illegal for individuals to exit their vehicles during a traffic stop. However, drivers can be convicted of disobeying a lawful order or a similar offense, such as resisting or obstructing an officer, if an officer orders them to remain in the vehicle and they refuse. As we have discussed before on ATA, the Supreme Court held in the 1977 case of Pennsylvania versus Mims that officers may order a driver to exit a vehicle during a routine traffic stop. And in the 1997 case of Maryland versus Wilson, the court determined that the same was true for passengers. In reaching this decision, the court reasoned that, quote, the touchstone of our analysis under the Fourth Amendment is always the reasonableness in all the circumstances of the particular governmental invasion of a citizen's personal security. And that reasonableness depends on a balance between the public interest and the individual's right to personal security, free from arbitrary interference by law officers. Applying this test, the court ultimately concluded that the so-called weighty interest in officer safety outweighed the so-called de minimis intrusion of requiring an individual in a lawfully stopped vehicle to step outside for the duration of the traffic stop. Although the Supreme Court has not determined whether an officer may order an individual to remain in a vehicle during a traffic stop, courts have consistently relied on the arguments in the Mims and Wilson cases to conclude that such directives are constitutional. For instance, in the 1997 case of Carter versus State, the Court of Appeals of Georgia applied the logic used in the then recently decided Wilson case to hold that, quote, officer safety is sufficient justification to allow an officer to order a passenger to remain in a...
That's pretty much what I figured it would come down to, is like for the officer's safety and like to keep the officers feeling safe, which honestly, realistically is in everyone's best interest, because if there's anything we've learned, it's that if an officer feels scared, they can kill you. They can kill you and they will not get in trouble for it. That is legal. It is legal for an officer who feels threatened and feels he is shooting someone to save potentially more lives, can murder a person and get in zero trouble. That is the reality of the situation we're in. So I figured it was ultimately going to come down to basically, if a cop says stay in the car, you have to stay in the car. One, because of the lawful order thing. because technically anything they tell you, I think, is a lawful order. And two, because like it's for their own safety and maintaining their sense of safety. So like that makes sense to me.
Validly stopped vehicle. Likewise, in the 2005 case of United States versus Williams, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decided that because, quote, giving officers the authority to control all movement in a traffic encounter is sensibly consistent with the public interest in protecting their safety, under the Fourth Amendment, it is reasonable for an officer to order a passenger back into an automobile that he voluntarily exited, because the concerns for officer safety, and specifically the need for officers to exercise control over individuals encountered during
Yeah, that all kind of makes sense to me. Also, I'm doing fine today. You know, just had therapy. Now I'm just getting streaming before I have work. How's it going?
Traffic stop outweigh the marginal intrusion on the passenger's liberty interest. Here, while Chief Hemphill did not violate the law by exiting his vehicle, a court would very likely hold that the Molina officers would have been within their constitutional authority to order him to return to it and remain inside.
Never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
Easy. I'm not talking to you.
Cool. Sexism right off the bat. Awesome. I don't have to talk to you. Just another officer who comes out to probably make sure that this other guy's safe, which officers love, you know? Like, the reason we have 8 cars surrounding you, sir, is because we don't feel safe. And we just want to make sure we all feel safe here. So that's why we have 14 people with guns and their hands on them all, you know, around you talking to each other. That's why we've surrounded you and cornered you this day. So I'm surprised that this guy's not more sympathetic towards that, especially with how in his face he's gotten. Like, this guy charged this dude and is like getting in his face, yelling, threatening him, like, you know, your chief used to work for me. You shouldn't be fucking pulling me over. I flashed the blue lights. She comes over and just, why are you being so hostile? I don't have to talk to you, bitch. You're a woman. Like, that's, I mean, he didn't say you're a woman, but like, let's be real. Let's be real. Everything about this attitude, let's be real.
Very likely hold that the Molina officers would have been within
Let's be
their
real for
constitutional
5
authority
seconds.
to order him to return to it and remain inside.
Never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
Easy. I'm not talking to you.
Just a full dismissal, like as an entire person. Just like, you are irrelevant and you don't matter, even though I'm pretty sure she stepped out of the driver's seat. I don't know if I'm reading that right, but if I am, she stepped out of the driver's seat of this car. So very much involved, I would say, in the stop. But no, somehow she doesn't matter.
Why are you being hostile right now?
Are y'all gonna write me a ticket?
Yes.
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief in Zebulon. Do you want to write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like
Write me a
that?
ticket.
I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping you for one. You're going to start. You
I have
flashed
blue
your
Yeah.
lights.
Okay, so she did stop him. She stopped him in her vehicle with her partner, and he was talking to the partner for whatever reason. They were the two individuals out of the car. Maybe she was still doing stuff on the laptop or something. And then she steps out to try and, you know, talk to him. And even though she's literally the person who pulled him over, he's like, "No, fuck you, lady. All right, like."
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping you for one. You're going to start. You
I have
flashed your
blue
blue
lights in
lights.
my car.
Okay, you know how many officers have blue lights in
Are
their
you
vehicle?
writing me a ticket? Yes or no?
I'm conducting my investigation.
Are you writing me a ticket? I'm fixing to leave.
Do you have your driver's license?
Sure, I have my driver's license.
I
Literally.
don't know why you're.
I have my driver's license. I'm finna make it.
Dude literally sounds like a sovereign citizen right now. Are you writing me a ticket? Yes or no? Am I being detained? Am I being detained? And she hit him with the, I'm conducting my investigation. Oh my god. This is great, dude. The ego battle. The ego battle is crazy. It's about to pop off. It's about to pop off, dude. Oh no. Oh no. I'm glad she's not taking his shit. I love that. And I'm excited to see where a cop's ego meets a chief being pulled up. Like, this is beautiful.
It's gonna make it a whole lot more. Your boss.
11-11. I'm out here with Illinois.
She just said, "You as a chief are being very professional. Your boss worked for me."
The Molina officers explained they pulled Chief Hemphill over for having dark window tint and
Chief Hank Hill's fucking up here, dude. Yeah, for dark window tint, I feel like that's enough already, isn't it? I see people getting pulled over for that all the time.
Flashing his blue lights. According to section 40-8-73.1 of the Georgia Code, quote, it shall be unlawful for any person to operate a motor vehicle in this state which has material and glazing applied or affixed to the front windshield.
Oh!
Which material and glazing, when so applied or affixed.
His front windshield was tinted? Yeah, that's super illegal. Oh my god. Yeah, what? That's like, that is straight up illegal. No one's allowed to have any tinting on their front windshield. Except for, I don't know, probably like government vehicles. Maybe? I don't fucking know. But, and when I say government vehicles, I mean like, this one's carrying, you know, the Queen. She's visiting the US and the Queen's in this limousine. I bet that one's allowed to be tinted. I don't fucking know though. But, yeah, this guy was just straight up driving around breaking the law and thought flashing blue lights would get him out of it. Like, that's crazy.
Fixed reduced light transmission through the windshield. Or, which has material and glazing applied or affixed to the rear windshield or the side or door windows. Which material and...
What up, Dr. Hazel? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Happy New Year.
Glazing, when so applied or affixed, reduce light transmission through the windshield or window to less than 32%, plus or minus 3%, or increase light reflectance to more than 20%. Although the statute clarifies that, quote, the provisions of this section shall not apply to any law enforcement vehicle, because Chief Hemphill's vehicle was equipped with an unregistered so-called ghost tag, as we will discuss in further detail
far, just
later
therapy in this
episode,
video.
the court would likely conclude that the Molina officers had the reasonable suspicion necessary to conduct the traffic stop based solely on the tint, as his license plates did not indicate that he was a law enforcement officer. And in the 2013 case of Walker versus State, the Court of Appeals of Georgia held that an officer could stop a vehicle for a suspected window tint violation without infringing upon the Fourth Amendment. Likewise, section 40-8-90 of the Georgia Code states that, quote, it shall be unlawful for any person to operate any motor vehicle equipped with or containing a device capable of producing any blue lights, whether flash.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Flashing, blinking, revolving, or stationary, except motor vehicles owned or leased by any federal, state, or local law enforcement agency.
And if the vehicle was owned or leased by any federal, state, or local law enforcement, it would have government plates that would be on file.
Motor vehicles with a permit granted by a state agency to bear such lights,
okay,
or antique, hobby, and special interest vehicles.
So when they say antique, hobby, and special interest vehicles, are they talking like specifically like car shows, like, or like, you know, an old cop car that used to be used on like an old TV show and they drive it around and obviously they want to keep the lights on it to like keep it authentic and like turn them on and stuff? Probably. But you would still be in trouble if you drove around with them on, right? I would think. Because I wouldn't, like, if I saw an old cop car with its lights on, I would have no choice but to like assume it's a real cop car because I can't take the fucking risk as an individual if it is, you know? Like, even if I assume that's just some guy with an antique car and he's goofing like he's gonna pull me over, if I don't pull over and it is a real cop, I'm all of a sudden now in a lot more trouble. So like, I feel like it would have to be illegal for them to just drive around with them on unless they were like parked at a car show or like driving around inside a stadium or some shit like that. I don't know, something like that. Because I feel like everyone would have to treat them real. Because I would rather treat a cop that isn't real as real by accident than accidentally treat a real cop like they're not a cop by accident. Because I feel like one of those situations is a lot worse for me. Legally speaking, and like how much it'll fuck up my life. Like I might end up in jail for a while and maybe even prison. I don't know. Depends on how pissed off that cop was, I guess.
Assuming that the vehicle Chief Hemphill was driving was owned by the Zebulon Police Department, it is highly likely that the blue lights did not violate state law. However, because the Molina officers had no way of knowing that the vehicle was owned or leased by a local law enforcement agency, and thereby accepted from the prohibition on blue lights, it is also probable that they had sufficient grounds to conduct the traffic stop.
Machine Construction Company out of Losersville. Registration shown expired, valid insurance, negative 90 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining.
Your insurance is expired.
You let her do her job.
It doesn't come back to that vehicle.
That's when you're retired.
The insurance doesn't even come back to that vehicle. Oh, dude, this guy's fucking up. Oh my god, Chief of Police. Oh, this is great. This is great. This guy's driving around a fucking GTA 5 custom car, playing FIB, and he's got insurance for another car that's expired. He's got tint on the front windshield. I guess he's technically exempt from the something law because of some reason. He maybe has a permit for the lights. That's probably what it is. But like, this is crazy. I just want this to blow up. I want this chief to just like get real mad.
11, right, below the 11. Make sure you're
Where's the lady cop? Is she still running stuff? He's
Yeah.
Sir.
What?
She's about bringing your driver's license back up.
That's fine.
He said what? Oh my god.
Yeah. First when we ran the tag, it came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just
It's not a
confirming this.
Dodge Ram.
Yes, sir. We're
It's
just,
a ghost tag.
yes, sir. We're making.
No,
Shoot anything back with that
627.
tag.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you wouldn't come back to a Dodge Ram.
We were confirmed it. They let us know and everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram
No,
now?
we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 9 on 5.
That's right, because
Okay.
you run it wrong.
Sir,
Somebody run it wrong.
about
Either
it?
you.
Holy shit. Now I'm just kind of pissed off because like I just want to like this.
You want to come back to a Dodge Ram.
we were confirmed it. They let us know and everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
I don't know that any civilian could get away with this. What he's doing right now, the body language he has, the threatening demeanor, like, I mean, the phone doesn't really matter for that, but the way he's like so angry with this cop and like getting in his face and opening the car door to stand up in his face, the way he's doing that, like, I am confident. I am so confident any person who tried that wasn't a law enforcement officer would be thrown to the goddamn ground, shoved in that car, wrestled, handcuffed immediately, thrown in the backseat of the car, and like then they would have started talking again. Like, I am so positive that there is no way a person could get away with this, but this guy can. And that's really fundamentally the problem here. It doesn't fucking matter that he's the chief. It doesn't matter how awkward it would be if he got arrested over something so little. If you're gonna be an asshole like that, you might just fuck around and get arrested the same way every other civilian can, because it does seem to be like if a civilian happens to be a little pissed off, understandably so, that they're about to be arrested or, you know, being pulled over or whatever, they can find themselves arrested just for like obstructing justice or resisting arrest or, you know, whatever, like basically just like you know, oh, and they were being uncooperative. Like, this guy is literally the definition of uncooperative and borderline the definition of, like, assault. Like, he's definitely hostile. But no, nothing. They haven't even yelled at him, dude. They're still submissive to him. Like, I'm sorry, sir. Why are you being so hostile? Don't be so hostile. I know you're my dad's dad. I don't want you to be grumpy with me, grandpa. Like, come on, chill out, man. Like, just, like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Like, just thinking about how bruised the regular person would be at this point in the video if they weren't the chief of police.
Didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 9 on 5.
That's right, because you run it wrong.
Sir,
Somebody run it wrong. Either you did or they did.
We're about to get the information.
Okay,
and get
I
it
got
back
your
to you.
chief on the phone right now. That's
Yes,
fine.
sir. I
That's fine.
understand.
That's fine.
Can you calm down for us,
No.
please?
I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service.
What the? Okay, this guy's falling apart. This molding man who is, I don't know, just decided he doesn't want a retirement. I don't know what the fuck his deal is. He's got his fucking stand with the blue flag on and all. I'll thank you for your service. I'll thank you for your service, brother. But you're fucking up. This is absolutely insane. I really, oh God, and I called your daddy. I'm on the phone with your daddy right now. You're gonna get quite the ass whooping when you get home. Trust. Like, I just really wish just one time for the one time he'd take this guy to the ground and just be like, are you going to cooperate? Like, it's the same way he would to anyone else.
All right.
I'm just saying, I spoke to you guys. I didn't have to do that. I could have eased on by y'all. I appreciate the job y'all out here doing.
Chief,
I
I'm trying to be respectful with you.
I understand
okay?
that. I understand.
I'm not raising my voice.
Yeah, okay, but you're not being respectful. You might understand that, so you say, but you're being a fucking royal dick about this. You're being the most boss's kid about this as possible, which is crazy because you insist his boss is your kid. But I assume, like, you worked for the chief before that. Like, is there just some sort of, like, nepotism thing happening on with the chiefs here? Because, like, this is fucking crazy. Like, the amount of entitlement in this dude is outrageous. Yeah, no, I can't believe the stark differences in the way this goes for a person like him and the way this goes for any other person, but especially a person of color, is insane and disgusting. And it really just highlights, you know, the ingrained systematic differences in perceptions, in you know, prejudices and treatment of minorities.
I understand that.
Right?
I understand.
All right, let's.
This guy's literally
tell you-
shaking. He's fucking quaking angry because he got pulled over. Are you kidding me? Imagine being so insulted at the mere idea of being pulled over. Like, oh, the chief. Like, that's crazy. Like, if I got pulled over, I'd just be like, fuck, you know, like that would be it. Really, I would. No part of me would be like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Like. Or like, I can't even believe it's happening to me. Like, not at all. Like, it's just something that fucking happens, guy. Chill out. Oh my god. Like, I became a cop specifically so this would never happen to me again. Like, they're supposed to run my plate, see my name, and leave me alone. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Respectful to one.
The only thing I'd done wrong was spoke. Y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights
No,
at you.
sir. No, we were going to pull you. Actually, Indian, I'm
No,
not
you
going to lie to you.
Okay, well, you can't know that. You can't prove that. They can't prove it really either. So everyone can fuck off with that conversation.
Telling you straight up, okay?
Okay. All right.
But like I said, you know, there's people out here impersonating police officer with blue lights.
Or you threw
and
my
we've dealt with
she
it
threw
before.
my license. If she is getting them for me.
She'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
I'm just
Bring it
trying
till you get through.
I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
Alrighty.
Oh my god, he literally sounds like someone's old peepaw or something in the corner. I don't want to talk anymore about it, damn it. Just go sit me by the window. Oh my god, that is so funny. This guy is seething. Holy shit. The grumpiest peepaw somehow became chief somewhere. That was a mistake. God damn, that sucks. That sucks. This guy can't handle being... it's crazy because you know at some point he's given some press conference or some where he's, you know, talked about like, we are sick of the hostility towards our officers, okay? People need to understand if they just cooperate. If you got nothing to hide, all right, you shouldn't mind just looking, you know, that sort of thing. But here he is. Finally in those shoes, and he just can't even believe what's happened to his beautiful country around him. It's so good.
The Molina officer explains that after originally running the plates incorrectly, when dispatch ran the plates on the vehicle, it came back as not on file, and Chief Hemphill claims that it's because the vehicle is equipped with an unofficial ghost tag, which means it is not registered. Under Section 40-2-20 of the Georgia Code, quote, every owner of a motor vehicle shall, during the owner's registration period in each year, register such vehicle as provided in this chapter and obtain a license to operate it for the 12-month period until such person's next registration period. Nonetheless, this requirement does not...
Every place has that, but is there like an exception? Are you allowed to use ghost tags? Why is Dwight D. Eisenhower in here?
apply to, quote, any motor vehicle owned by the state or any municipality or other political subdivision of this state and used exclusively for governmental functions.
Okay, so it doesn't apply to state vehicles.
except to the extent provided by Code Section 40-2-37, which states that, quote, all vehicles owned by the state of Georgia or any municipality or other political subdivision of this state and used exclusively for governmental functions, except those employed in secret investigatory police functions to which regular Georgia license plates are issued, shall be registered with the commissioner by the fiscal officers or other proper officials of the respective departments to which such vehicles belong prior to operation and use thereof.
So if I understand that right, that means, yes, there are plenty of situations where government vehicles that are owned by state entities have ghost tags, and that's fine. However, if it's an undercover investigation or an undercover vehicle like this one kind of is, then it is supposed to have a regular state license plate.
Once a police vehicle is registered, quote, the license plates issued shall be identical in appearance to regular license plates issued for private vehicles, except that such license plate shall not display any registration expiration. However, the statute also requires that, quote, license plates issued to government vehicles shall be marked in such a manner as to indicate the specific type of governmental unit operating the vehicle. These markings shall be prominently displayed. In addition, each such license plate shall bear a county identification strip indicating the county in which the vehicle is based, except that vehicles owned by the state shall not be required to bear such county identification strip.
This is fucking confusing, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Holy shit.
It does allow for an exception to this rule, stating that, quote, the commissioner shall be authorized to grant a waiver of the requirements of this subsection such that regular Georgia license plates may be issued for any vehicle or vehicles owned by the state of Georgia, any municipality of this state, or any other political subdivision of this state upon finding issuance of such waiver to be in the best interest of public safety, public welfare, or efficient administration. It is unclear whether Chief Hemphill has obtained such a waiver for the vehicle he was driving. But even if he has, it is important to note that this
the officers wouldn't know that, so it's fair for them to pull him over to check, right?
Exception only applies to subsection C of the statute, which is the requirement that the license plate be marked to indicate the government unit operating the vehicle, and does not apply to the requirement that government vehicles be registered. The only potentially applicable exception to the registration requirement that would allow Chief Hemphill to use unregistered ghost plates is for government vehicles that are engaged in so-called secret investigatory police functions, which are typically outside the scope of a police chief's duties.
Yeah, that's actually a valid point. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Chiefs are usually handling meetings and, like, overseeing departments. Not really out in the field.
Yeah, it's very unprofessional.
Yeah.
Have a better night.
After running Chief Hemphill's driver's license, the Molina officers returned it to him and allowed him to leave without issuing any citations.
Which is crazy.
5 days after the incident, Chief Hemphill broke a digital radio agreement that permitted Molina to use Zebulon's emergency radio channel by blocking Molina from using the frequency, according to Molina Chief Matt Polk. The Molina Police Department is now using the Pike County Sheriff's Office channel for emergency communications.
Holy shit.
On October 11th, 2022, the city of Zebulon announced that it was launching an independent third-party investigation into Chief Hemphill's conduct. As of the date of writing this episode, the city has not provided any updates regarding the results of this investigation.
That's crazy.
But Chief Hemphill is still listed as the police chief on the city of Zebulon's website. Overall, the Molina officers get an A for demonstrating professional and respectful demeanors throughout the encounter, despite receiving a significant amount of disrespect from Chief Hemphill, refusing to give Chief Hemphill any special treatment based on his status, and making a lawful traffic stop based on the information available to them at the time of the stop. While the vehicle's window tint and blue lights did not appear to be in violation of the law, a court would likely uphold the stop as reasonable, because the vehicle was equipped with regular license plates. Additionally, although Chief Hemphill's use of ghost tags was potentially an abuse, this possible violation was far beyond the scope of the Molina's officers' duties.
Yeah, no, that's like more of a internal affairs thing, I would think. Or like, I don't know who that would be. But it's, yeah, that's like a white collar crime. Or not like a white collar crime. That's like a policy crime. Like, it's an abusal of power. So if anything, I feel like, was that the mayor? I don't know who, like, appoints chiefs.
Commend
think
the
about it.
officers for maintaining their composure in the face of criticism from a senior officer at a neighboring department and
it's the
conducting an
mayor.
efficient investigation. Chief Hemphill gets a C- for maintaining a hostile and disrespectful demeanor in his interactions with the Molina officers, potentially misusing ghost plates on a non-undercover vehicle, and retaliating against the entire Molina Police Department by revoking...
No shit, that retaliation should have got him an F, dude. He could have cost people's lives. Like, blocking emergency communications, like, that's insane. That's fucking insane.
Their access to Zebulon's emergency radio
He could have killed
channel.
people.
Throughout the encounter, Chief Hemphill's actions demonstrated that he seems to believe he is, at least in some ways, above the law. And
100%.
while I cannot say for certain that the vehicle Chief Hemphill was driving did not qualify to be unregistered due to its involvement in so-called secret investigatory police functions, it seems highly unlikely that a police chief would be involved in these types of undercover operations. While there are certainly more serious instances of police corruption in the world, properly registering the plates would, at the very least, prevent misunderstandings like this one from occurring in the future.
Right.
Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, honestly. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that guy lose his shit. The only thing that would have made it better is if the Molina officers had treated him the same way any other person would have been treated in that instance, who was being that hostile to the officers. It is crazy to me to watch a person be that incredibly hostile towards police when I've seen people do so much less than that and get so much shit done to them in response. You know, it's crazy. So I can't help but notice that stark difference, but aside from that, it was somewhat nice. Like somewhat of like a win to see that guy get worked up. Ultimately, nothing happened other than an investigation. I hope he gets fucking fired though, because that guy clearly is a shit. I don't think I've ever seen a more blatant abuse of power. Also, like, what a small man. Like, that's like the type of person that like power trips over the weird shit. Like I bet that's the type of dude that like goes to McDonald's and when they hand him a cup to fill up his soda, he's like, that's your job. You know what I mean? Like, just like, dude, oh my God. Like, are you really that guy? Yeah. No, he is that guy. What a thumb, you know? What a thumb. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitch to join us live, like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.